So here we're going to show you that the memory locations are actually right next to one another. I've adjusted this program a little bit. Over here in the first version you would get an output line like this, where you have a little space and then you have the contents. Now we're not going to go to the contents of that cell, we're going to go to the memory location, and we do that with the ampersand. And you recognize that from passing by reference, where we look at the memory location as opposed to the value that's stored there. Now, memory locations are in hexadecimal, which is a different way of writing numbers. Instead of the numbers 0 through 9, we have 0 through F, where F is 16. And after 9 we have A, so A is 10. So there's no need to actually put something in there, because we're just going to look at the memory address. So when we run this over here, you see that we go from 90 to 98 to A0, A8. So every time that we go to the next memory location, we increase by 8 bytes. And that's exactly the number of bytes that we use for a double. So this is how you can make that visible. Now, when we're over at the 8 and we add another 8, then we go to 16. But 16 is 0 plus you have an overflow of 1 over here. So you go from 9 to A, the A is 10. And when you go over here from A8 and you add another 8 bytes, then you go over 0, you have an overflow of 1, so you go from A to B. So you can see that the distance between these memory locations is always the same 8 bytes, so it's one after the other. Now there is another thing, and the allocation of memory is actually where space happens to be available. Now I have a whole bunch of memory on my computer, 32 gigabytes. And I'm not running a whole lot of other programs here, but if I would close this and I would come back tomorrow, it might be a totally different memory location. For now, if I run this multiple times, you'll see that the memory location really does not change. It remains that 5FFE90, no matter how many times I run this over and over again. But it does not mean that on any computer and at any time you're going to be using the same memory locations. This is just a function of the operating system, where it allocates the memory for this array over here, where there is space and where it's convenient to do so. But anyway, you can make memory locations visible over here with the ampersand.